time, effort, investment. So there's going to be a lot happening there. And unless it's something you're really passionate about and you don't mind your weekends going on it.
Hi entrepreneurs, welcome to Entrepreneur's Diary. I am super chuffed that we have a new collaborator today. Today's collaborator is Rajani Nalluri from Varna Pigmentation. She's one of our clients, but I've known her for a couple of years, and I've seen her grow, shall I say, from startup to how she's now, and it's been such a pleasure to be with her. And I really do think that you're going to learn a lot from her. So without further ado, thank you, Rajani, for coming and joining us at Entrepreneur's Diary. We are so happy that you're here and that you're obviously helping us and sharing your wisdom with the rest of us. So without delay, can you talk us through who you are, what you do, and a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Gisela. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Rajani. Well, I'm Dr. Rajani Nalluri. I'm a dermatologist. A dermatologist with actually expertise in skin of color and pigmentation. So that is my area of interest and passion. I work as a consultant in the hospital, but my main interest is in the pigmentation practice, which is called Varna Pigmentation, which Gisela, you and your team have helped a lot in setting up the website and in the marketing side of things. So yes, that's where I am. Yeah.
So like you said, you're now working for the NHS, but also you have your own Varna Pigmentation. So how does it feel like having your own clients versus the patients from NHS? Do you feel any difference, or is there a higher stake?
I think patients are patients everywhere, so it's very similar, but the see is different, because in that access we see all kinds of skin disease, from eczema, psoriasis, skin cancer, etc. Luckily, due to my interest in pigmentation, I have gathered a cohort of patients on pigmentation as well. So that is what keeps me going in that access. Privately, yes, it's different. I have more time in the private practice. It's up to me how long I take for each patient. Yeah. And I see the patient cohort is different. I see more of patients with pigmentation or who have aesthetic concerns, hair loss, that kind of thing. And so that's the difference in the patients. That's the main thing.
That's good. You have like a greater choice, isn't it? Like you are the boss of it. You can choose what patients you want to choose. Is that right in saying?
Okay. Absolutely. I think in a hospital, it's just like whatever comes through your door. But in private, yes, that's the best thing. We can market as to what we are interested in, and because my interest is in skin of color pigmentation, the patients who come to me are those who have those concerns, or those with ethnic skill where in UK, in Europe, there's not much for these people, and there's not much awareness of how to treat them, what works, what doesn't work. And most of them are scared to treat patients with pigmentation. So these are the patients that come to me, because that's how I've marketed. So I can choose the patients that I want to deal with usually.
So is that the reason why you started your own venture, or is there more of a different motivation towards that?
Yes, a part of it, yes, because in the hospital, because we don't have control over everything, the treatments that we can offer are very limited. Luckily, one of the tablets that we use for pigmentation is, which I have done a review as well, is luckily it's not expensive, and I managed to get that through the medical licensing board for Manchester, and it has been approved. But otherwise, there's very limited of what we can offer them. But if I've got my own venture, I can use different different methods of treatment, like laser or peels or PRP, the different methods by which we can manage pigmentation compared to in the hospital. So yes, you have more options.
No, that's awesome. So obviously now starting your own venture, how does it feel like being a female in entrepreneur, like in this lifestyle, in this kind of industry?
Yes, there are pros and cons to it. It's great. It's a great feeling personally. It's really a great feeling when you have these clients contacting you, asking for inquiries, or when they leave a great feedback. And even when you're doing the treatments for them, it's like you're doing it's like they're your own.
Yeah.
So it's a great feeling, but it is a balance. It's a balancing act because I have a family to look after. I have two young kids, so you do have to kind of balance that time. And when it's your own venture, you can't switch off. You're always going to get inquiries. You always have your marketing to do. So I think there's no weekend or weekday. You have to kind of give yourself all the time. So that is a bit tricky with balancing it with family. But you can always balance. You can always choose the hours that you're going to invest in, and choose and prioritize your children when they need you, that kind of thing. So you can balance, but you have to give more of yourself if it's your own venture. But because it's exciting, it's your own, it doesn't feel like a burden, to be honest. It's really, I never once thought twice when I had to edit a YouTube video or do some social media stuff over the weekend. It never felt like work. So that's the difference. Yeah.
So that was your passion coming through, because obviously, you started the venture, you wanted to help more people out with various different techniques, and that's a really good thing. So you mentioned you're a mompreneur, so you've got children quite young. How do you make time for them? How do you do it? How do you do life balance? I mean, I don't have a child, but I feel like I have no time. So how do you do it?
Yes. I think children are great because they teach you to balance and to be efficient, because they need you, and full stop. You can't and I want to be a mother who is hands-on and with them as well, if I'm honest. I don't want to be someone who is like just with the kids or with a nanny and I'm just doing my own thing. I'm not accepting of that. So I think you just have to choose the time. Like I use the time once I'm at home and I'm with the kids. I'm with the kids. I don't like my phone is away, my iPad is away, and I focus on them if I'm helping them with their schoolwork or whatever it is, or we're having dinner. That time is for them, and I give it 100%. Once they're asleep, yes, I can use my time to do my own stuff. And let's say over the weekend, say they're going to a class, and I happily drop them. I've got an hour when they're in the class, and then I use that time to do my thing. So I know they are busy, and at that time I've got to do what I want to do. So kind of that's how I balance. Luckily, I work part-time as well because I want to give time for the children. So the morning hours when they're at school, I make use of it, and then once I pick them up, I'm with them. So that's kind of how I balance between both roles.
So you made it work for your lifestyle, isn't it? So that's really great. I mean, that's quite good ideas and good advice for anyone watching who's got children as well. I'll definitely take that advice for the future. So for the last couple of months, you've obviously not been able to, continue the journey as such because of a fall that you had. Do you want to just talk us through, like, emotionally what you went through, or how you coped, or what do you think, once? Do you want to just talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, I had a minor accident some time ago, a few months ago, and it required operations with fractures and stuff. That stopped everything. I had a very busy life before that, and I was juggling hospital work, my own venture, family. I was, because of the passion and pigmentation and skin of color, I wanted to help and spread the knowledge. I used to do teaching for GPs, speak in meetings, chair meetings. So I was just full on, switched all, and then suddenly everything stopped. The initial few weeks, maybe, or even up to a month, I was just in shock, I can say. I just suddenly became empty. I didn't know what was happening. It took time to really come to terms with what was happening. But sometimes, we look at the positive in everything, and in a way, it was a welcome break as well, because I think I was uh, really burning out myself before. So in that sense, after the initial shock and recovery, I started to just I had the venture is there, but obviously I can't do anything about it now. So in that situation, I just focused on myself. So I thought, okay, this is the time to focus on myself and my recovery. So I just put all my time and energy into myself, with actually stress relieving methods. I did a lot of meditation, yoga, created my own healthy diet regime, focused on but I'm a bit of a spiritual person, so focused on spirituality, reading books on that, reading books on how to keep happy, how to have a balanced life. So that's what I did with my time. But still, part of my mind was thinking about my patients and my venture. It was there, and there were patients who already were my clients, and they were kind of making inquiries. So I just responded to them, but I didn't take up any new clients or didn't do any further business. That was on hold. It was, if I missed anything during this time, it was that part of it, which is my venture and my clients and the pigmentation clients and doing those procedures. I missed that a lot, but I have spent some time listening to webinars and things on these topics, which is very difficult when you're working. Normally, when you're working and you've got your venture, children, all that, you struggle to find the time to go through those. But now I had the time to go through the magazines, journals, webinars. I spent a little bit of time on that as well. But most of it I focused on my improvement. And sometimes we have to do that for our own health, our own sanity. And it's a time to reflect on where you want to go. What is it that you really want to take? What is it that you really want to do long term?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I mean, I felt the same when I had Bell's palsy. That's why I wanted to hear more from you. So now that you're starting back up, like, what is the feeling like? Are you excited? Are you cautious? Are you planned? How are you feeling?
Yes, I'm not back to work as such yet, but I'm recovering and I'm in a better place. And I hope to at least start slowly back virtually, maybe. And it's a nice feeling from the low of everything that happened. And then there was a plateau phase where I just was focusing on myself. Now that I feel better, my mind is starting to open up again into thinking about my venture and everything, and that is exciting again now. The thought of probably going to start again is exciting, but I'm still aware that I have to take it really slowly.
So, for those watching, they obviously want to hear one advice from you. If you were to give yourself an advice from when you started, now with all the knowledge that you have, with the years of experience that you now have, what would that advice be?
I think the main advice is, if you're starting a venture, make sure it's something you're passionate about. I think because you're going to put it's going to take a lot from you. It's a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. It might be your time, effort, investment. So there's going to be a lot happening there. And unless it's something you're really passionate about and you don't mind your weekends going on it or your nights going on it, I wouldn't go there, because then it's just going to become more of a burden, because it's all on you. The ball stops at you. You've got all that investment or all that on your head. And if you're not interested in what you're doing, it's going to be more of an uphill task. So probably that's the main advice I would give.
Yeah, that's very valid, because your passion will drive you and motivate you in times, and even when you get an obstacle, you know, with that passion will just help you to overcome it. So yes, I completely agree. Probably my last question would be, I mean, you talked about virtually doing things in Varna pigmentation. So tell me more about video consultation. How did that evolve? Is it working for you? Are you going to continue doing that?
So thanks to COVID, I think the medical field, which didn't have much virtual consultations for teledermatology, has opened up. I did do video consultations as COVID was as COVID was opening up, but people were still not confident to travel or meet in person, that kind of thing. I did virtual consultations, and I think it works really well. You just need to make sure you've got the patient patient has to be tech savvy to some degree, and I think most are, because thanks to COVID, like we said, everyone has got the means of having a virtual consultation, and I think apps such as Zoom and Teams have really helped. So that's number one. And then, yes, you can't treat everything virtually. You can't do everything virtually. You can't diagnose and treat everything virtually. But many dermatological conditions, pigmentation, you can make a start. I think unless there are procedures that you have to do on the client, if you're giving a prescription out, you can comfortably do a virtual consultation. And it works out pretty well. It's comfortable for the client. They don't have to travel. They don't have to take time off work as such. And it's comfortable for us as well. And it's been working smoothly so far.
So yeah, Rajani, thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom, sharing a little bit more about your personal life and what motivates you. And I hope those you guys are watching, this has really blessed you. I know it has blessed me. I will be putting Varna Pigmentation's contact details right on the bottom. So if any one of you guys are looking for a dermatologist consultation, you know where to go. And thank you again. Make sure, guys, to like, share, subscribe, comment, tag those friends of yours who might want to listen to this or who benefit from what it is that you're doing. Great. So thank you.